So I've been asked to make a video just to highlight how I go about making these tutorial videos. So I'm going to try and do that for you now. So I'm just going to pin my screen so I don't close this, and then I'm going to present my screen to you. Okay. Okay, so you should now be able to see my screen. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to meet.google.com and I'm going to start a meeting. I don't need to give it a name because I'm the only one going into it. And I'm just going to turn off my camera, turn off my microphone so that I don't get any feedback. And then I'm going to come in to here, and you'll see in the bottom right-hand corner, I've got the option to record the meeting. So I would start recording my meeting. It gives me the option to let everyone know, but there's obviously no one else in here. So I wait for the record option to be showing, which it does now. And then I'm in a position to talk normally, and I can also present my screen, either an entire window or an entire screen or a window. So I can bring up on screen anything that I particularly want to share. So I could bring up, for example, just a Google slide or something along those lines, and then come back, stop presenting, and I'm done. And I would come back here and I'd click stop recording. And what that does then is that saves a recording of that video and automatically emails it through to me on my account and saves it in a folder called Meet Recordings as well. It takes a few minutes. I'm just going to close this out. So now I've closed it. We're now looking for that email to arrive. Now it won't come through immediately. It can take a little while, but it would appear here in my updates, and it would also appear in my Google Drive. So I'm just going to hide that, have a look. It was only a short video, so it might not take long. Okay. But in my Google Drive, it's created, Meet creates for yourself a folder called Meet Recordings. So if I come down here, and we can see in here that there are some recordings that I've made previously. The one we've just made isn't quite ready yet. So rather than worrying about waiting for that one, I'll just download it from here by right-clicking and downloading it. Okay, so I've got one that I prepared earlier, which we're going to have a look at as well. But before we do that, I'm going to make sure I've got a thumbnail image for it as well. The video that I want to use is the Google Meet with Google Classroom integration, and I've got my images already in here, but I can click on these and replace the images anytime I like. I can change the information. I can also change the background color. So for example, if I wanted to change this to a blue color, I can do that quite simply. And then I can go to File, and then I would download as a JPEG. And that would give me my thumbnail that I want to use for my video. Okay, I'm just going to pull that over onto my desktop here. Okay, so now I've got my thumbnail that I want to use, and I've also got a screen ready to go. So come over into WeVideo, and I'm going to create a new video. And you'll notice that we've got different options here. The first thing we need is media. So we need to bring in our own media. So I'm going to import from my desktop that thumbnail that I've just created, and also, that thumbnail, and also that particular video which I downloaded. Okay, and they're going to sit there and they're going to upload, and I click on that to clear when it's completed. Sometimes they take a little while depending on the length of the video. And while we're doing that, we'll go to projects. Okay, so I've got a project that's already live here, so I might just reuse this one, or I might start from scratch. So if I create a new project, I give it a title, Meets, and I'm just going to create a personal project, click Next. Okay, it's asking me if I want to add media. There's my thumbnail that I created, so I can click to add that. As we can see, the video that we've just done, which was AXW, the one I've just uploaded, isn't quite ready yet. So I'm just going to go to Next for now, and that will appear there later on. So now I'm going to click Video, and I'm just going to use a blank canvas to start off with. So if I come up here to my starred folder, you can see that's where my media is, and I can just pick these up and drag them in. And here you've got your duration. So I might want that introductory slide to be up for about 10 seconds. Okay, I can also add audio to that. So if I want a nice introduction, I can play on these and see what they sound like. So So I might decide I quite like that one. So I can bring it in here, but I don't want it playing all the way through my video later on. So I might drag my blue line to about here. Actually, I'm going to drag it to the end of the video, and I just click on the scissors, and you'll notice at the moment it's highlighted this section, but that's the section I want to keep. So I'm going to highlight that section instead and just press delete. Okay. What I've also got the option to do, if I click on the audio, is to change the volume of it. So I can drag it down, I can move it around so it's at different speeds. So eventually it drags right down. I can also have it running a little bit longer if I want, so it just overlaps the entrance to the video. I'm now going to go back to my folder and see if my media is ready. Doesn't look like it quite is yet. So what I'm going to do, actually it's almost there. Let's grab this one in. Okay, so now there's my video. If I start from here and I press the play button, so this is a video. We can see there's a little bit of dead time there. So what I might want to do is take that back slightly, and I can see that's where I start talking. I can snip again, and this time take that part out and then move the video along. I can also add in some kind of transition as well, so we get a nice little fade effect going over there. And I might want the video music to just go on a little bit longer, but maybe a little bit quieter. Okay, so let's see what that sounds like. Take it back to just before the start and play it. So this is a video about the latest update. Okay, so I'm happy with that. I can then scroll to the other end, and I can do whatever I want at the other end here. So if I want, I can return to my folder and bring that information back in again. So I've got a closing slide, and again I can add a narration, transition if I want to that, and I can also bring some music back in just to close it off again. So bring that back in here. I might decide to start it slightly early. I'm just going to snip it like I did before there and get rid of what's gone afterwards. And I'm going to want this music to kind of come in quite fairly loud. I'm going to want it to rise as soon as I finish talking, and then gradually I might want it to fade out towards the end. So I might have that kind of angle. And if we just play that end section, it's online with students with people classroom. And then we get the end. Okay. And all I then do is I click finish. I give my title a name. I give my recording a name. I can choose SD or HD and choose a thumbnail and choose where I want it to save, whether I want it to save the WeVideo or to my drive as well. And then I just click export, and that takes a little while and it goes into a queue, and we can shut that window at that point and it doesn't matter. Okay. So let's imagine that that's all worked fine. And here we've got our projects that we're working on, and we can see that this one at the moment isn't ready. We get an alert up here when your actual video is ready. So let's just imagine that this one's come through, and I can click on this, open it up, and I can download it here in whichever resolution I like. So I'm going to go HD, and I would download it onto my computer. And I've then got the option, just switch account slightly there. I've then got the option, as soon as that's downloaded, to drag it onto my desktop, which I've already done there. Okay, so I'm not going to worry too much about that at the moment, and I'm just going to close that down. What I would then do is go to my YouTube account. I would open up my YouTube, make sure I'm on the right account. I'd click upload video, and I'd select the video I want. I can just select the file, and it's that one there. And it loads it up to YouTube for me. I can then give it correct spelling. I can then give it a description here. I can choose a thumbnail, so it will find one automatically for me, or I can choose to add one. So I might choose to add this one that we created earlier. Google Meet the Classroom. That's the link that's going to be the live link I can choose to add it to any particular playlist. So I might add it to my EdTech playlist, but I can add it to multiple. Okay. I can choose whether it's made for kids or not. I can add tags that might make it more obvious to find for people. So I might put meat on there, or video, or tutorials, or whatever. Okay. And then as soon as it's finished loading, I'll be able to click next. And finally go right way through and publish, which obviously is not what I'm going to do. But once you've published your videos, they all come through then into YouTube. So I'm just going to close that in a minute. And you can come to your videos and you'll see them all listed here. And you'll be able to see exactly which ones have been viewed. You can see that one was viewed quite a lot. This one is still sitting in draft and hasn't been published. But you can decide how you publish them, whether you want them published publicly, or whether you want to change that. So at the moment, all of these are public. If I wanted to change any of them, I could make them unlisted or private as well. Okay, so that's how we would go about creating a tutorial video using Google Meet, Google Slides for the thumbnail, WeVideo, and then YouTube. Okay, thanks a lot.